Okay, guys, it's 7 o'clock. Can I get a whistler? Thank you, guys. Okay, welcome to the March 2025 General Meeting of the McKinney Amateur Radio Club. If you were here for another meeting, you're in the wrong place. Okay, be sure to check in. The check-in code is Yankee Delta. If you did not get the email or you would rather check in on paper, sort of like paper, we've got a tablet up here that you can check in manually. Don't forget the 50-50 drawing is up here. Come up here at the break. And also, if you did not get a blue door prize ticket, see Jerry at the break as well. Yay. Perfect timing. Okay, we went through that already. Okay, Zoom meeting protocols, the same as they have always been. Just please mute yourself to minimize any distractions. Hold off on any questions with the presenter until he asks for input. And the voting procedure remains the same. Your vote will count as a yes unless you tell us otherwise. Okay, everybody please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we got a nice full house tonight. That is great. Do we have any new licensees here? Any new licensees? We do. Chris? Got one back here too? All right. Any new call signs? Not yet, right? Friday? Friday, okay. Anybody else with a new call sign? Okay, any upgrades? No upgrades, all right. Okay, so the club meeting minutes were published in the MARC newsletter. Everybody should have gotten that really early this month. Thank you for getting that out, Sean. We need a motion to approve. Lewis, need a second? Bill and 5YZ. Okay, any discussion? No discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. All right, is David here tonight? Okay. Oh, there he is. All right. He's been hiding in the back corner there. Okay. David, great job. We had 4 examinees. 4, I guess, either new licenses or upgrades. 2 new licenses, 1 upgrade to general, and 1 to extra. So great job on that, David. David, when is the next exam session? This coming Sunday? Okay, all right. Melinda, it's Sunday. Chris, it's Sunday. Are you ready? You ready for general? It's the 16th. Okay. All right, so we have 4 new member applications. We'll just go through them real quick. Kilo Echo 5, Juliet Tango Echo. Kevin, are you here tonight? No? Okay. Hugh, Kilo Juliet 5, Juliet Uniform Quebec. That's Hugh. Chase, Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Foxtrot Victor. No? All right, Chris, Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Fox Zulu. Yeah. You know, I was thinking, Chris, if that would have been KFC, I would have kept the call sign. Okay, we need a motion to approve new members. Larry, need a second. All right, Ron second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Good thing Tim didn't say anything. All right. Okay. Welcome aboard. And I've got your badges up here. So at the break, come up and get your badges too. Or I can just hand Chris hers. Right. But she can't wear that one until after Friday. Okay, we need to talk about our buddy Dan, W5FRT. Andy? It was Bob. Is he online? Okay. Cliff, you want to come up here and hang out too for a minute? Okay. All right, Bob, it's your turn to talk about Dan for just a moment, please.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Actually, we're talking more about his son, Austin, who is trying to secure some sort of employment. Austin has some severe physical limitations, has Asperger's, some autism. He's very limited in his motion, so finding a job as such has been very difficult. We wanted to bring that to the club. If anyone has any suggestions, we would certainly love to know about it. We would certainly appreciate it. He does have a license as a gunsmith, but he doesn't have the tools for a gunsmith, so that may or may not be something that works. And there's some extenuating circumstances there for them. The family, that is he and his sister Danielle, are working on a list of items that they want to liquidate that Dan had in his ham shack, and that list should be forthcoming sometime probably in the next 2 or 3 days, and we'll try to get that out to the membership. But the main thing is right now, if you have any ideas on how we can help out Austin to help him find some sort of employment which he can do from home, we would certainly appreciate it. If you want to just get a hold of me, that's perfectly fine. An easy way for that would just be use my ham email, which is k5crxham@gmail.com, my call sign ham@gmail.com. And I'll certainly pass that across and over. I've been working with Danielle. I talked with her quite extensively last night and trying to help out any way that we can there and then get this list of equipment together as well. So anything anyone could do, anyone that has any suggestions, we would certainly appreciate it. Thank you, Robert.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. All right. So Cliff may have some additional information on the equipment. Cliff?
Okay, I have known Dan and Austin and Danielle for decades. So myself and John Wilson, K5BOI, are kind of helping them with the equipment. Right now, I'll tell you, it's a task. Dan had probably 50 years worth of equipment, cables, you name it. I know for a fact he's got 8 to 12 huge plastic bins chock full of stuff. So what we're trying to get out to the public right now, he has an ICOM 73. I've seen it. The only thing I know that it's missing is a microphone. It's probably in one of those plastic bins. Dan did not like running with commercial mics. He liked a special mic. And I'll bet you there's a Howl mic in there somewhere. So we've got that. Anyway, if you need the microphone, we can't find it. They're available from DX Engineering fairly cheap. They're 7,300, yeah. And I can give you a price. If you want the price, we're negotiable on that, $800 to $900. And then if we can't find a mic, we'll drop it down price. The $991 is already sold. The next two are big ticket items. Dan had a Tokyo High Power 1.5 kilowatt. It's a beast, but it is also probably one of the best amps you'll ever find. I will tell you that original price on them was $3,700, almost $3,800. We're going to ask probably at least $3,000 for it. There again, we can negotiate some. The goody one everybody may want is an ALS 600 with a power supply. So for that, we're probably going to be pretty firm at 2,000 on that because, one, you can't get them anymore. They're not made. Everybody wants them. So, and it's a good amplifier. Now, there is a caveat on that. An ALS 600 do not do digital transmissions like FT8, FT4, whatever. It will blow the MOSFETs out. And if you blow a MOSFET, just one of them, it's a dual pair. You got to change both of them, and they are not cheap. But if you want an SS, a single sideband rig, you got it. Oh, Dave, do you want this? Well, that's true. You're absolutely right. But believe it or not, there are people that do it. So, and I will tell you, and I will tell you right now, if I had room in my house, the ALS 600 would be gone already. Let's see, I did the ALS 600. There is a Kenwood TS40. Now, I don't know whether it's an 840S, which is a satellite, or the HDX, which is a 200-watt system. I haven't actually seen that radio. There are more radios as we go through stuff. We went into Dan's car with Austin Friday when I was working with him. We found 2 more radios that Austin didn't even know were in the car. So we also found the ALS 600 under the desk. We didn't know that was there either. So, and God knows what's in these plastic bags. So if you want 2 good amplifiers, we got them.
Question on the ALS 600. MFJ also made interface boxes that would make it a nice clean interface into a number of different rigs. You know, is there one of those around?
There again, I didn't look under the table. Austin did, so I don't know what's there. John,
Straight up, because I know that it's a really small thing, no bigger than this box, but yet it's super slick for interfacing.
in that,
I don't remember what the model number is.
then that's something we need to look for. But like,
Yeah, that'll make the amp even more desirable.
there is so much stuff Dan's got. It's almost overwhelming to look at everything he's got. And the boxes we know is just chock full of coax. Austin said there's some copper wire in there, I guess for grounding straps and stuff. I haven't been in the plastic bins, neither has John. So, but anyhow, if you want 2 good amps, we've got them. I'm gonna hand it back to you, Robert.
Yeah, be a good spot for it. Once you get it on our Discord, I'll repeat it over on the Grayson County Discord.
Yeah, thank you, Cliff. And just for the guys on Zoom, if you didn't hear, we will get that equipment list on Discord, and I'm sure it will evolve and grow and be updated as time goes by. Okay, repeater update, and we do not have to go to Zoom for this one. Ron.
What do we got here? So I'm on a new modulation now. Okay. Okay, let's see. Repeater report. Let me turn my notes around. So our repeater got a little workout during the windstorm. Rain. There was apparently a lightning strike during the Skywarn, and the Plano repeater went out. So the standard protocol is to go to their backup, which is us, right across the street. So that worked out just fine and dandy. They apparently got it fixed. That's good too. Yeah. So that's good. And let's see, there's going to be an outage on the Melissa repeater for a few minutes, we hope. Only a few minutes. There's going to be a power transfer switch test. You know, there's a plug on the outside to power it from a generator in the case of some sort of emergency where we wanted to use that for emergency communications. We've been working on that, and Lance has been doing the electrical work. And so when it goes down, he'll announce it, and hopefully it comes right back up. Yeah. So far, all the mods and upgrades to all the electrical, both at the McKinney side and Melissa's side, have been going just seamlessly. And let's see. Oh yeah, what I got in my hand. I've got the design notebook for the Fairview repeater. So what I need to do is to get an executive summary out of this thing, because this is more than a town wants to digest. And I need to upgrade a few drawings. And so my goal was to have some CDs to pass out tonight to the board and email the thing out. And I got the weights wrong on the cabling that hang on the inside. And I go, oh God, what do I do? Stay home and finish it, or come to the meeting? So anyway, I'm here, and so it's a lot of stuff in here. It's a lot of fun. So with that, what? Back to the net, back to the meeting.
Thank you, Ron. And yeah, we are glad you were here, sir. And he's been at breakfast the past couple of weekends, too, on Saturdays. If you've not attended our Saturday morning breakfast, you ought to come hang out with us at IHOP, especially you, Cliff. One of these days, we're going to drop by your house at 6:30 in the morning, pick you up. So do I, buddy. I live right down the street from Cliff, so it's... Okay, McKinney Amateur Radio Club will have a booth at the Heart of Melissa Spring Street Fest. Say that 3 times real fast. It is Saturday, April 5th, and we don't have a time up here. What time is that Spring Fest?
It starts about 9 a.m., goes to about 4.
9 a.m. to 4? Okay. Lance is looking for volunteers to come up and help work the booth at the Spring Fest. So if you are interested, if you have the time, please come up and join Lance. And Jerry, you going to be up there? Okay, Jerry will be there. I will try to make it up there myself as well. Okay. Oh, this reminds me. Thank you. Yeah, that is the same weekend as Belton, isn't it? This Saturday is the Go Kit Challenge. Is there anybody here that's going to go to the Go Kit Challenge? I think it's Highland. Is it Highland Village or Highland Park? I get the two confused all the time.
Highland Park is downtown by SMU.
Thank you.
Highland Village, I believe.
Yeah, Highland Village is over by Louisville, Denton area. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, if you haven't been to the Go Kit Challenge, it's pretty neat. I was there last year. You'll see some of the YouTube celebrities that are there. I think Mike K8 MRD won the challenge last year. He'll probably be there again this year, I would think. Okay, so if you do decide that you want to go, one of our Go Kits, we'd like to get that over there for display. So if you do decide that you want to go and you want to take our Go Kit, Lance would be greatly appreciative of that. The issue is that we have is our board meeting is this coming Saturday. So we can't be in 2 places at once. And I don't think the board would like us to move our board meeting all the way over there.
So it's just to go and take it there, and then we'll set up. I can bring it back.
Yes, yes. And several of us plan to go to the Go Kit Challenge after the board meeting ends. So all you would have to do is take it there. So please reach out to Lance.
It is 8 a.m. to noon at the Doubletree Ranch Park, 310 Highland Village Road, Highland Village, Texas.
Okay. Okay, I'm sure we'll make a post if we haven't already on Discord. If we did already, we'll repost that and get it to the top of the pile or bottom of the list, whatever we call it. Okay, so Todd, KJ5 INP, come on up.
Thank you. Well, I've been asked to share what's going on in our little town of Melissa, better known for the Buc-ee's and the new H-E-B coming in. But we've always had a kind of a close Facebook page, pretty pretty tight community, but over the last few years, there have been several instances of bad weather, power outages, internet outages, cell phone outages. So we just got kind of talking on the Facebook page about getting on radios, on GMRS radios. Does anybody not know what the GMRS is? The old family radios that evolved into a little more powerful, more adaptable radio, GMRS. So you don't need a license with the family radios, but you do with the GMRS. So there's a group of us that have actually been on a net every week for the last 7 weeks. We actually formed our own Facebook page because the community page was getting too busy with all of our posts, so we moved it offline. But join us. It's called Melissa GMRS, but we get on average 8 to 10 on the net, and we have it set up, with the formal format, just like the nets that we do, but a little looser. Most of these people haven't been on radios before, so they're just kind of getting used to all the protocols. But we've really enjoyed our times, and y'all mentioned when the Skywarn repeater got hit by weather and taken out, that was kind of a blessing for us. Because on the radios that we've actually been promoting, and this is the TID Radio H3, if you're not familiar with it, I brought a couple with me. We set these up in a GMRS mode. It is a type certified radio, so it's perfectly legal to have these in a GMRS mode, but also be able to listen to ham frequencies. So, you can get them in an 8-pack, and they even give you a better buy on them. So for $32.50, the radio, 2 antennas, a couple batteries, a desk charger, a wrist strap, belt clips, and it's a fantastic little radio. But you can also program all those ham frequencies in a listen-only mode. So when the storms came last week, I believe it was on Tuesday, and everybody was worried about tornadoes coming their way, we all got on our radios. And because they had diverted to the McKinney repeater, we were picking up the Skywarn traffic. And they just thought that was the greatest thing to be able to tune in and get that kind of stuff. So it's a booming community. Join us. Like I said, it's Melissa GMRS on the Facebook page. It's made mostly of members of our community called Berry Farms, but we've been getting several from outside the community joining the net. Lance was on, Robert was on, Peter's been on a bunch of times. And Peter's passionate about doing this same thing in his community too. So, and I don't know on the internet if Pat has logged on. I believe he's in the Van Alstyne area. He's doing the same thing, and he bought a couple of these radios and spinning it up in his community. So great blueprint to follow. Tune in if you want to look at these radios. I brought a couple with me. I've also got copies of the GMRS band plan, if you will. They're all set frequencies for the 22 channels, but when you get into the repeaters, a lot of the channels are repeated, and it can be kind of confusing. So if you want a copy of that, I brought 25 with me. But happy to answer questions or entertain other thoughts. Yeah.
Is it a single repeater that you're doing, or are there many repeaters around?
Well, for us, it's a simplex. It's a simplex net. But the repeater program, the frequencies are programmed into a channel on these radios, so they can hear it. They can scan and pick it up, or just tune to that station. Yep.
What's the closest repeater in Frisco?
For GMRS, a little while ago, I was picking up the Prosper repeater on this, just sitting at the table. I can't hit it from here. There's one in Leonard, the Dallas. They kind of go by the last three numbers. The Dallas 675 and 600 are extremely popular. With my base GMRS radio in Melissa, I can communicate with that Dallas repeater. But they're budding. We need one in Melissa. We really do. Yes, sir. Oh, that would be great. That's. Of the 20 that are on our Facebook page, at least 9 of those have their GMRS licenses now. You know, we start out the net by saying, license not required. If you've got it, shout it out. But, you know, they could be on family radios too, so we don't know. But we just really encourage it. And it really is kind of a gateway drug, this GMRS radio. And speaking of which, there's 2 in the neighborhood that are now studying for their ham tests. I don't know if you've had a chance to say hello to Jose. Stand up and let him see you. He and one other will have their ham licenses before too long. And you can join the club without your license. I think it's cheaper. Yeah. There you go. Good stuff. Appreciate you letting me shout about it. Yeah.
What channel are you guys using, if anyone?
Good question. We're on channel 6. And we purposely avoided 8 through 14 because they're a half a watt, right? And 1 through 7, you can use the 5 watts, so that's the max for these radios. And then above channel 14, you can use 50 watts. So that's on the band plan too. And it's interesting how they set it up, but they made it fair for the family radio people that can only use a half a watt. Yep.
Are you a carrier squelch or CTCSS or digital coded squelching?
No.
Supports CTCSS, but most people are just using carrier.
Oh, no, it's pure simplex. It's, yeah. Yep. Good questions, though. Okay, I've taken too much time. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that. And how many of you tuned into our repeater when that storm hit last week? Was it last week? Okay, and there's a few of you that did. And that was, yeah, I know you did. Yeah, and Eric here was a big integral part of that. When the Plano system went down, they were struck by lightning, I believe, took out power supplies. Well, we are the backup to Aries, and so did a great job on that. Todd, I believe at that time you were actually relaying information that was coming through Aries Skywarn to your neighborhood through the GMRS units. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Great job for that. You and Jordan. I don't think Jordan's here tonight. I haven't seen him. But yeah, great job with that. Appreciate the effort and the lack of sleep that you guys had to go through to do that. Just real quick, I did join the Berry Farms net Sunday night. Todd runs a great net. Trying to talk him into throwing his hat in the ring for Sunday night as well as the Monday night simplex. But when I joined that net, I picked up a TID Radio H8, hooked it to my Diamond X300. So I'm getting 5 watts at best, and I'm easily hitting his neighborhood. And there is an exam to get GMRS, and that exam is making it through the FCC website. No, but seriously, it was easy. I had my call sign overnight with that. Just another call sign to remember. Okay, well, here we go. Michael.
We want to win. Thank you, sir. Field day's coming. It's almost here. End of June, June 28th and 29th. ARRL has their logo out, just came out, so that's the new logo for this year. You got a clicker? All right, per their website, the objective of Field Day, and we got some new folks here, so this is important, to work as many stations as possible on the 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, 10-meter HF bands, as well as all bands 50 megahertz and above. That sounds like a contest, doesn't it? Oh, and in doing so, learn to operate in abnormal conditions. Irwin Park, that's an abnormal situation in it. In the wintertime or the summertime, right? In less than optimal conditions, And a premium is placed on developing skills to meet the challenges of emergency preparedness, which we're just talking about with the GMRS nets. Plus, field day is just a ton of fun. It's just a great time. So we've got some old hats at field day in here. We got some folks that haven't done field day yet, so get it on your calendar now. It's a lot of fun. June 28th, 29th, Irwin Park. Look at that crew. Look at that crew from last year. In the Hilltop Pavilion, we've got it reserved. It's ours. Camping is allowed, but no RVs or travel trailers. So tent camping is allowed. So we've got all that area around Hilltop Pavilion, where it's usually windy in the wintertime and hot in the summertime. But it's a good spot for us. Our goals for this year, like to see if we could try 100% battery and solar power. Have the generator for backup. Dave looks a little less than convinced. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna need some of that. Yeah, or the solar generator type things that to run them off of. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, and we're going to have to work those out. So, and this is going to be a real club effort. If you've got battery power, if you've got solar panels, if you've got the what do they call them, the battery boxes, the big ones with the provide 120, we're going to need them. So I've got some. We've got 3 radios to put up there, and that's what we need to do is figure out how many things use electricity, and so laptops, rotators, what they need. So but I think it's doable. It'll be a good try. Field day T-shirts. Instead of doing an ARRL T-shirt, I think a couple of weeks or a couple of meetings ago, we decided to do our own. So, for you fancy folks out there that are artists that can make a circle, which I can't, or a drawing or something, let's come up with a MARC Field Day T-shirt design. It needs to be in Adobe Illustrator, is that correct? Yep. Somewhere on there, it needs to say something about our club. Maybe it's not a contest. I don't know, it's a suggestion. But something about being hot, but please, I'm thinking with this many people and as much talent we have here, we've got some folks that could come up with a heck of a design for our T-shirts, and we can have our own special T-shirts this year. If you could have your design ready by the meeting in May, this is March now. So in the meeting in May, that'll give us enough lead time to get T-shirts printed up. We'll vote on them here and have a good time with that. Some things I want to do, I want to have APRS at the location so we can find ourselves and other people can find us. WinLink email. I've been working on WinLink. One of the bonus things is to send a message to the section manager, and we can do that via WinLink, so we can do that. And plus, we can do other neat things with WinLink while we're there. Want to see if we can receive the W1 AW message for bonus points. Have a true go-to station, have a true HF go-to station, which we haven't had in a few years. It's going to require somebody that operates that station. We're going to need a volunteer for that. That's a good question, thank you. A real go-to station is, it can be HF, can be VHF. It has to be simplex if it's or VHF, but it's a get on the air is what it stands for. It is a separate station from the 3 that will be operating. It operates under its own call sign, so that's why we need a volunteer to be the person the operator for that station. So they operate under their own call sign, and it's designed for folks that have never been on HF before or folks who haven't done it in a while. I think there's a 2-year thing in there to get you back on the air, get on the air. And the exchange is the same as Field Day Exchange is. It's just a little more involved in just doing like we've done in the past where we usually have a 70 centimeter or a VHF station through the repeater, talking to Dan, God bless him. But then we could do that also. But if we have that extra go-to station, bonus points, yes it is, but it's also a great way to get some folks on to HF that haven't been on HF or haven't been on HF for a while. And if we're good at it, we could move them from that station to one of the club stations and have them make a bunch more contacts. So, not that we're counting stuff, right? Increase the number of operators and QSOs, and we've got a little deal there. I pulled that up a while back. For our club, going back to 2012, which is as far back as I could search real easy on QST. That's our points, our number of QSOs and number of participants. They kind of vary a little bit, but we had 67 participants last year that signed in. I didn't keep track of how many people actually got on the air, so I'm going to try to do that this year. But we made 1,325 QSOs, and our points were 4,446. Some of those points and QSOs came from y'all operating at home, like Cliff did, and Roger did, and several folks did. But we're pretty good scores, and you could compare that. That's pretty good compared to most years in the past. We've had some up and down years. Where is it? 2015 was a big year. 2014, so you can see where it kind of trailed off a little bit there during that malware virus thing that we had a few years ago. But it's all good. But it's not a contest, but it's a lot of fun, and I encourage everyone to get out there, have a ball. It takes a lot of folks. For our setup, we put 3 big towers up, 30-foot towers with good antennas. We bought a brand new 40-meter antenna last year. They worked awesome, so we'll get it out again this year. And come on out. If you've never been on HF, it's a good time. There's our 1,300 contact, or at least that's who we contacted last year over yeah, wow. And it's different. You could hear about it and see it, but when you look at it on a map and see where we talked to and what we hit, that's just amazing. There you go. Good job, Jerry. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I think those are just from the club contacts, that I had the ADA file on. But yeah, so that's a little over 1,000 contacts right there. So, any questions about field day? Yes, sir. Canary Islands, I think, yeah. Yeah, we had some odd ones in there, but it's pretty cool. You usually get Azores, but I don't see Azores on there. But had a few European. Hawaii was active. Alaska is hard to get, but we got them. If you look on the range for our area in North Texas, we're pretty high compared to other clubs in North Texas. Now there's some contest clubs that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's some contest clubs that just go crazy, but they're a lot smaller clubs than us, and I don't think they have near as much fun as we do. But, yeah. Historically, the best that I can remember we ever did was in 2008. I think we scored over 8,000. We had the second highest score for 3A in Texas. Yeah. If you look in your December QST, it's listed in point order under the 3A, and we're pretty good, and that's nationwide. The listings there, we're in a pretty good spot. So, but it's a lot of fun. If you just don't want to pull the trigger yet on getting HF equipment, you want to see what it's all about. HF's my thing. Portable operations is my thing. POTA. Oh, you're probably going to talk about something with POTA coming up, which is another opportunity to get out there. And just getting out in the wild and operating is a lot of fun. Any more questions? All right, field day, it's not a contest.
All right, thank you, Michael. And yeah, we'll talk about a POTA event coming up here in just a minute. Oh yeah, have fun, be safe, and hydrate. I'm looking for hydrate. Okay, let's talk about the membership, MARC membership QRZ program. We talked about this a little bit last meeting, but if you are a member that is past due on your dues by more than a year, this program is for you. This will allow you to reset the clock so you don't have to pay those past years back. There'll be emails going out. It's going to be divvied up amongst the board members. We'll be sending emails out. We'd like to get you all in good standing. I don't know if it applies to very many people in this room, but if you know of a member that wants to get back into the club, that this is a way to do it and get them in good standing. So this is going to be a very limited time program. A few people have already taken advantage of that. To me, it's pretty awesome. Get them reinvigorated, re-involved. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this just real quick. April 19th, mark your calendar. It is Easter weekend, but this is on a Saturday at Bonham State Park. We have the pavilion rented, really nice pavilion. We do have power. If you've never been on HF, if you've never been to a field day, this is the event that you want to go to. Not to mention, it is a potluck POTA. My wife and I typically will smoke a couple pork loins and just ask that you bring sides. It's kind of a family reunion picnic style. So there's a lot of people in here that may have never been on HF. Some people may have some mic fright. And I tell you what, every time we have one of these events, somebody who has never keyed up on HF inevitably keys up, and then they become a POTA monster, let's say. They get out there and they really work in the POTA stations. David? Okay, David asked an excellent question. Is this going to be club sponsored, or are we going to use the club call sign? And my last recollection is that yes, we are going to use the club call sign. What that means is that will allow, if there's an extra near you that is the control operator, you're going to get on all available ham bands or frequency, okay? So, you know, I'm an extra. If there's another extra up there, which I know there will be, you can use anywhere from tech, general, and extra to get on. You will be using the club call, which is Whiskey 5, Mike. I like to say radio, but Romeo Charlie, okay? If you want to do a separate activation with POTA, with your own call sign, you are welcome to do that. Just do it outside. Once you're done working W5 MRC, work some yourself, so you can get credit for a POTA activation. So we'll talk about more about this in the next monthly meeting. Yes, sir.
One of the questions that I've received from other groups I've talked with where I've mentioned this is this open to people outside of the club?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, in the past, I have invited other clubs. I've invited the Fannin County Club, since we'll be right in their backyard. I've invited the Plano Club, invited the Saxe Club, and we have had some participation from the other clubs, or I'll get an email back and saying, oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's cool. We have a good time doing this. And by the way, this is a board meeting weekend. Typically in the past, what we've done is we've scheduled this to be right after breakfast at IHOP. We're gonna change it up a little bit so we're not rushing the board meeting. And we'll probably do something like an 11 a.m. to whenever we get tired. So we'll have the pavilion till 8 or 9 o'clock. We won't be there till 8 or 9 o'clock, but we'll have it. And depending on the weather, last year, it was cold. It was probably one of the coldest days on record for an late April weekend, and rainy. That being said, too, we have a lot of new members here. We have several new technicians here. How many in this room have been radio fox hunting? Have actually done the radio fox, okay? How many of you have not done the radio fox hunting? Okay, so how many of you actually have an interest where you might be interested in doing some radio fox hunting? Okay, so this is a radio fox up here. Her name is Felicia. She's a fair weather fox, which means she's usually not out in the colder months because very few people like to get out and go hunting for a box. And so the rules, and I will bring her up to this event, but I think I'm going to start putting her out this weekend. And there'll be a message on Discord when she is put out. Typically, I put her out early on a Saturday morning. She stays overnight, and she will continue to transmit until about 4 or 5 o'clock the next Sunday. So you have plenty of time to get out and hunt her. Okay, supporting roles. So we talked about this a little bit last time. We do have new youth coordinators. They are traveling right now, but I can tell you that Rob and Janice are very busy developing the youth program, and I think they're getting in with the Boy Scouts. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We still have awards manager, QSL manager, which we could combine into one, and we do have an activities coordinator. So if somebody here is interested and they want to get more involved in a club, in a role like this, just please let a board member know. What is an awards manager? David.
Awards manager, believe it or not, there are still people who qualify for awards like DXCC or Worked All States using paper cards, paper QSL cards. The awards manager is somebody that is certified by the ARRL to inspect an applicant's cards and certify their validity for an ARRL award.
Okay, so just for the people on Zoom, an awards manager awards manager is certified by the ARRL, get that out, okay, to inspect the QSL cards? Okay. All right, so if you're interested in any of these positions and like activity coordinator, if you want to come and help plan activities for the club, please let us know. We have a list, yes. Okay, call for new business. Do we have any new business from the membership here? Nothing? Y'all happy? Okay. All right. Okay, just a couple of announcements. Don't forget our Sunday night net at 8 o'clock. I know Tanya can always use some additional operators. I'm on the rotation for the net Sunday night. I'm also on the rotation for the net Monday night. And Todd. Anyway, Todd has a great voice for radio. My voice is marginal at best, and I definitely have a face for radio as well. Anything to get him on the list. Our MARC Simplex Net is Monday nights at 8 o'clock. Join us. Even if you don't think you can reach us, if you can reach another member that's on the net, relay is where the fun is. Okay, it's a lot more fun when not everybody can hear everybody, if that makes sense. Okay, breakfast at IHOP on Saturday. Meet at 7 a.m. My wife and I were there about 6:45. We were late. Orders are taken at 7:30. Hey, we had a great crowd last week. 25, maybe up to 30. The week before, I think we were pretty close to 35. Yeah, come hang out with us. We still have plenty of room, and we'll keep Christy, our waitress, very, very busy. And for those of you that were at Denny's with us and you haven't been to IHOP, Laura at Denny's is now working at IHOP. Okay, sidewalk sales on the last Saturday of the month. It's at Collin College. Just look for the vehicles with the antennas. Okay, MARC Board of Directors meeting is this Saturday. It is generally the third Saturday of the month at 8 o'clock. Fairview Fire Station, it's 1200 Stacy Road. That's like Stacy and Country Club, I believe, right? Okay. Yeah, come hang out with us at the board meeting, see how we operate. It's loads of fun. Okay, 50/50 and door prize. How much did we get on the 50/50? Wow, $144 on it, and you get half. You don't get all 144. Don't get excited. Okay, 72 to the winner. Okay. $72 to the winner. I need a drawing. Somebody to draw for us. Okay, what tickets do you have, honey? Okay, we've got 106775. Are you seriously? I, I want I want my $10 out of that, okay?
I shuffled them good. You know, she has just as good a chance as any of us.
I tell you what, guys, at my office Christmas party, I specifically took my truck because I knew we were giving away some 65-inch TVs. And I told her, I said, we will be taking one of those TVs home. And so they let her draw, and sure enough, came up with my number. I am saying she is good luck. That's all I'm saying. And some people seem to think I'm pretty lucky too. Okay, yeah, good answer. All right, badges. If you have not gotten your badges, if you joined in the last year and have not gotten your badges, okay, I have some up here. If you've lost your badges or the dog ate it or something happened to it, let me know and I'll get you a replacement. Okay, so we have 5 door prizes. I assume Roy is still doing the ammo boxes, which will look similar to Felicia. Felicia is not a door prize. So thanks to Lance, we have 2 Baofangs. And we have 2 books. And so we will have 1 ammo box as well. And it's a custom ammo box like that. That's got David's call sign on it. Okay, so we need to draw 5 tickets. And we'll go in order, and you choose what you want, one at a time. I'll get in trouble if I go to Lewis. 617. 617. Six. 617 going once, twice. Oh. Okay, draw again. What tickets do you have? Okay, 602. 602. You've got 602. What do you want? You want the ammo box? Perfect, because we do have a few Baofangs, and I'd prefer some of the other members get the Baofangs. Okay, we'll send Roy a message for an ammo box. Okay, 605. I hope not. Ron, we got a couple nice books here, buddy.
Yeah, actually, I already read those.
Ron donated these books, by the way. Thank you, Ron. All right, is that 574? 574. What, everybody go home? No. 574 going once. Okay. Done. All right, 581. Oh, Joe. Has a nice book. Probably not a lot has actually changed since '94, other than some of our transceivers. 580. Peter.
You know, I was looking at pictures from the 2023 Noble Skywave, the military competition that I competed in back in October, and there was a Canadian team that was actually using the ARRL handbook, you know, to build their antennas. I thought that was really cool. So.
Yeah, absolutely. 618. All right, Dick. Now you're talking, Dick. All right, thank you, guys. Okay, so if you haven't checked in already, that is your check-in code, Yankee Delta. Tips, Spring Creek Barbecue is really good to us, so please tip the staff here. They do an awesome job, and they keep this room for us. Okay, so just want to thank everybody for showing up. We had a full house. This is awesome. Okay, we just need a motion to adjourn. Joe and Lewis. Okay, is there any, well, I don't have a discussion up here. Is there any discussion? There's no discussion, right? All right. Okay, meeting is adjourned.